Please hang up and try again.
Hey guys, this is Trent. I am happy to say that the wait is finally over. I am here to unbox the HTC HD2. Now, what makes a touchscreen capacitive is that it's mainly consisted of glass that allows you to be able to input commands with your fingertip instead of the tip of a stylus or a fingernail. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first Windows Mobile smartphone that features such a touchscreen. Alright, we've got the box open. We have the retail packaging for the HTC HD2. A bit banged up and a bit grimy from all the travel and shipment, but other than that, it's okay. We have a power adapter. It's got a capacitive touchscreen, which makes it exactly the same kind of input as the iPhone. And it also has a 1 gigahertz Snapdragon processor, which is supposed to be the creme de la creme when it comes to allowing smartphones to have very quick speed in regards to navigating the interface. Now, the screen is huge. It's a little over 4 inches. So we have a sleeve. Oh my God, look at that. Look at this. And once the sleeve comes off, we of course have the device itself prominently displayed in all of the green. And we're going to take this off and sit it to the side, and we'll get into that later. Alright, let's see what else is inside the box. We have a pouch for the HD2 that appears to be constructed of pretty good leather material. Doesn't feel cheap at all. Has some sort of stitching along the bottom area, and it has the brand name HTC etched on the outside, and it's got a velvety interior to it. Alright, we have the components for the AC adapter. As with any other HTC device, you have these two that connect together like so, and they connect to your outlet. A 2 gig micro SD card that comes with an adapter. HTC Care, HTC HD2 Quick Start Guide, a warranty statement, along with some other information from Microsoft. And then we've got some marketing information for Copilot Live. I've never heard of that. And then we've also got marketing for additional accessories for the HD2. You've got your typical headset for the HD2 that come with earbuds, a 3.5 millimeter headset jack, as well as, I'm looking for a call button of some, oh, yep, there we go. And the headset, it also comes with a convenient music call button control with a built-in microphone. You have tactile buttons for the music controls as well as the calling feature. And then the microphone on the back. We have a micro USB cable to be used with the adapter, as well as connecting the HD2 directly to a computer. Wow, this is amazing. I'm holding this in my hand right now, and it feels very large in comparison to the iPhone. The first thing I can say while holding this device is that it is pretty substantial in your hand. The huge 4-inch touchscreen, it really gives off a very good impression, and wow. I mean, that's all I can say is wow. This is the Jupiter of touchscreen phones right about now. This screen is huge. You hardly have any sort of bordering around the screen. You basically look at it and all you see is boom, touchscreen. While the battery door happens to have a very high-end metallic feel to it, the areas surrounding it are very soft to the touch. And this softness also goes to the edge of the phone itself, at the top and the bottom. We have the front face of the entire device here, and according to the manual, we have the earpiece up at the very top, you have the HTC branding, and then you also have a number of tactile keys at the bottom. You have your power key that also functions as the end key, then you have a back key, a Windows Start key, the home key, and the talk and send key. At the bottom of the device, you have your 3.5mm headset jack along with a micro USB port. And next to that, you've got your microphone. Now, on the left side of the device are the rocker keys for controlling your volume. At the top, it's basically plain Jane. We don't have anything going on up here. And the right side is also plain, and this appears to be some sort of an opening mechanism to be able to take off the back battery door. Now, on the backing of the HD2, you have the battery door, as I said before. At the very top of the back is what makes this device special in addition to the touchscreen. You have here a 5-megapixel camera, which I believe also has autofocusing capability, along with a dual LED flash. Next to the camera lens, you have your loudspeaker. Now, the one thing I'm curious about is whether or not this speaker has the same kind of power as the HTC Touch Pro 2. One thing that did catch me off guard in opening the box is that the battery is not separate from the device itself. It's actually already inside. In order to take off the battery door, what I have to do, according to the instructions, is place the device itself face down on a flat surface, take my finger and press it up against this notch to pull open the door. So we're gonna go ahead and try that now. You just press upwards and that gets off the battery door. Now that we have the battery door off, you see that there is a plastic film that has to be pulled off in order to connect the device. I placed the battery back inside the device and there's no activity whatsoever right now until I press the power button. Three things are noticeable once you remove the battery door. You have a slot for the SIM card from your wireless carrier, and then you also have a slot for your micro SD card, and then next to that slot you have a red button which I assume would be the reset button. Okay, we're going to take the battery door and then place the right side onto it first and let it hinge closed so that it securely snaps in place. In regards to how it's built and how it's put together, it's of very good quality. There is no sign of cheap construction whatsoever when I'm holding this device in my hand. Now, being that it's very thin with a very wide screen, there is still a considerable amount of heft to it as I'm holding it. Even though it is much thinner than the Touch Pro 2 I am using with T-Mobile, and a little bit taller, you can still see that there is a lot more width from the screen being so big. In comparison to the 3.5 touchscreen, you have a touchscreen here that's over 4 inches. The tactile feedback of the buttons happens to be very good, and the construction of the buttons themselves is very nice as well. There appears to be some sort of a brushed metallic appearance to the buttons. Even though this phone happens to be very thin, there's still a considerable amount of bulkiness to it from the screen being so large. Now, at the same time, the bulkiness of the HD2 is not the same kind of bulkiness that I remembered from the Nokia E90. I'm thinking that with as wide as it is, it should be that much more pocketable, being that it's so thin. Now, the only other concern is when it's in my pocket or when it's in a bag, my concern would be for the safety of the screen being so large. You tend to have more of a chance of breaking it because there's a larger surface area. One reason why I decided to go with a touch-only device without a hardware QWERTY was the amount of screen space that this device has. The screen itself, being over 4 inches, should be able to provide me with enough space to type comfortably on the virtual keypad. And I'm looking forward to doing this in both portrait mode and landscape mode, and I will be sure to come back and let you guys know what my impressions are of it. Another great thing that I'm looking forward to is being able to navigate through HTC Sense with the capacitive touchscreen. I've been so used to the iPhone and using my iPod Touch that I'm really curious to see just how snappy the HTC Sense interface is with the 1 gigahertz Snapdragon processor. It basically feels like a very high-end Windows Mobile tablet, and I am privileged to be able to test this out for the next 2 weeks and let you guys know what I think. So on that note, I will be back with another video giving you guys a tour of the software interface, which is also known as HTC Sense. So with that being said, all of you guys Take care and stay safe.